is Marietta, and for our weekly videos, I wanted to speak about online dating, especially for women in this case, because with my experience, I wanted to give some pointers for women, especially women of my age. I'm over 60, looking for a man who suits my way of life. And as you will do if you go on to online dating, I want to give you some red flags. First of all, what I found is that the dating site Dating Buzz was the best for my age group because it gives you kind of more scope to find your match, and you also need to spell out there what is your ideal match. So for red flags, when you've given your profile, be very aware that you do not overcrowd your profile with too many pictures of yourself, too exposed, instead of just being action or active pictures like you cycling or running or baking or being with your children or playing with your dog, because it shows low self-worth when you show too many pictures with yourself being too exposed. Also, too many pics, too many photos is often people who are needy and do not have a good self-worth, so they will put on far too much pictures. So be aware of that. Be very specific. Even if people say don't be specific, be very specific, because you need to know what you're going to allow into your life and what not. The more specific, maybe the lesser you have people who click on you, but the better for yourself, because then you don't have to kiss so many frogs that in the end you lose hope and trust, and actually you lose steam, because being on dating site feels like being at a cocktail party and you have to entertain everybody and speak to everybody and be there for everybody and sort of feel everybody out, which is really quite draining. So what is very important is that I also feel I need to mention here that even though a lot of younger people today say that it's okay for you to hit on somebody, do not pursue a man. So if you like somebody or somebody favors you on the dating site, do not make the first attempt. If he really is interested in you, believe me, a real man will send you a message and make the first move. Always leave that up to the man, because it's really important, unless you want to hear after a while of dating that the person never would have asked you out for a coffee, and therefore always wants you to make the first move and to take the lead in the relationship. In the end, you will play the role of taking the lead, being the alpha, not really being looked after or cared for, or really being romanced. Be very careful of people who have an ideal match and then they put the age group of the ideal match at maybe 30 to 92 or something like that, because that's too vague. You need to know that certain people that are scammers are definitely not precise. Often also the new trend is that they have a French father, Italian father, Afrikaans mother, or Afrikaans father, but they don't speak Afrikaans, and English mother with Italian background or French background or Polish background. And when you then speak to them in French or you write to them in German or in French, they suddenly disappear from the site. So be very aware that the newest thing of scammers is that they have this amazing background, or living in France and soon being in the Cape. So therefore they want to make contact and have a long distance relationship, but they also work on an oil rig and or are pilots, so they're not online that often, which is all BS, because nowadays we can be on WhatsApp any day and night, any minute of the day. So do not fall for a scammer. Very important is that as soon as you've made contact, that you actually try and meet in real person in a public place, not at your home, not at his home, Not that he picks you up, but that you drive in your own car. You let one of your family members or a friend know where you are so that they can check up on you after 15 minutes, sending you a quick text saying, are you okay? And you can just say, hi, I'm out with so-and-so. Yes, speak to you later, kind of thing, so that they also know you have your connections, you have your social support or family support. Do not ever make out as if you're this damsel in distress. They can really reel you in, and in the end, you are the victim of the whole scenario. Be very careful of giving out only your email address, because that's also a typical scammer thing, is that they don't want to be seen. They want to be on email. They can, in the end, erase, delete the email. You can never find them again. Check them up, Google them, see whether they're on Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube, so that you have really a good look at the person, and you Google them to see whether they're actually criminals. I caught out a couple of years ago somebody like that who was actually a complete fraud and a criminal, and I could very quickly erase him, delete him, block him everywhere on my WhatsApps and cell phones and Facebook and wherever he showed himself. A lot of these people also have old pictures that are pretty much staged, and if they are not more recent photos and you have this person on WhatsApp already, ask him to send you more recent pics or to video call you. And if they're not ready to do that, you know exactly what to do, that you immediately block them and you get off. You do not start an argument with somebody who's not willing to give you what you ask for, because you're rather straightforward, assertive here, because it's not aggressive, it's assertive to ask for that, because in nowadays times, you cannot take a chance. A number big no is no exchange of money, ever. Not for a cell phone or a ticket or even a subscription. You do not pay a cent over. You never give your personal account numbers or your personal information on any of your money matters to anybody out there. Be very, very clear on your boundaries. Be very clear on what you want. Be very specific in what you want. Yes, be spontaneous, but do not make the first move. Do not chase somebody, because what it's all about is that you will have to have inner happiness. You need to have your own friends and your own social support system, and see whether the person that you connect with actually follows through with his actions on what he promised you, because otherwise you also know that you have somebody that is not really up to standard. Plus, be careful of the people who are love bombing you. That is, of course, the term that we use for nowadays all the videos that are on narcissists, where in 10, 20 years ago, we just called these people control freaks, because they love bomb you. And then as soon as they have you, they play their dramas and their tricks, and they control you, and you become the person who's actually then emotionally, physically, or mentally abused in the end, and the victim of a scenario that's very codependent and very abusive. So be very aware. Although they're very nice people, there's also a lot of scammers out there, and you need to know what to look out for. I, however, still believe that if you need to meet somebody, you will. It's all about dating. It's all about getting to know who you are. And what dating sites also do very well for us is it defines really clearly. For myself, it defined very much what I wanted, what I wasn't really wanting to accept at all. Plus, it gave me the chance to put myself out there again, to really see who could I meet, and what do I like and what don't I like, and have a clearer picture of myself as well. Plus, build up my self-worth and be very clear in what I want in my life and what not. I wish you well for today. And if you want to get hold of me for a reading or a couple session, please go to my website, www.mariettatienersen.com. you.